Hello everybody, it is Andrea from Energy Healing by Andrea, and we are pulling a card today from the Rose Oracle. So let's see what our guides want us to hear today. What do we need to learn? How do we need to grow? What energies are out there for us? What is going to help us make a decision, see something differently, or just get through the day? It's a beautiful day outside, very sunny, very nice. It says healing the mother line, healing ancestral work, mother line growing up. A second one turned around that said the second bloom, a second chance. It's never too late. New possibilities. So let's do healing the mother line first. Okay. We're living in a time of complex healing, especially when it comes to the mother line. Collectively, we're facing the intergenerational trauma that colonialism and patriarchy have imprinted on us. So many born to mothers who are not mothered themselves. It's time to mend the chain. So many of our ancestral lines have experienced brutal persecution and separation from the sacred feminine. We've been starved of the Great Mother's unwavering embrace and instead told to look only to a male god in the sky. So many were not taught to see the sacred in all things and the feminine in all of her stages as sacred, powerful, and holy. This way of living has gone on for too long, and we're all being called to heal it on behalf of our ancestors, past and emerging. Healing is possible. It may not be straightforward or easy, but it is possible. It can be felt forward and back. Your ancestors, past and future, are singing with you. It's time to release our mothers all the way back for what they may not have been able to give, to find a way to cultivate the loving mother within, to treat ourselves with the same deep reverence, adoration, understanding, and compassion that we all longed for long ago. You can be that for yourself today. You can meet yourself where others could not, and as you do, future ancestors will bless you for finding the courage to release and heal deep. And the rose transmission is, I reach all the way back to the original mother, and I set all the mothers and myself free. And I feel like this card is really important because I think a lot of us were not parented the way that we wanted to be parented. We didn't receive the love, the support, the warmth that we needed when we were young. And we hold on to that. And it's like we're blaming them on the fact that they didn't do that for us. But they didn't do that for us because they had no idea how to do that, because that wasn't done for them. And the reason that that happened is because that wasn't done for them. And it continues to go down the family line. And so I had a number of years where I was a little irritated about, feeling a lack of support and warmth and stuff like that. But if I look at my family line and the stuff that went down there's no way that my parents could have been the way that I needed them to be. And so that's why when I say to find a little picture of yourself, like that one that I showed you guys of me, and I tell you to tell yourself every day that you're going to support you today. You're going to make the best decisions for you today. Like, just because we're grown up doesn't mean that we still don't have that little piece of us in there, and we need to still love and support that little girl who we are now and continue to be what we have needed all along. And by doing that, you are making the change. It's like, I'm sure you guys have seen those pictures where it shows all the generations, and then somebody's putting a big wall up, and then the new generation can be happy because they're finally picking them. They're doing all of the things that we have been kind of told was wrong and that we shouldn't do or shouldn't be. So I would say just start now and show the love that you have always wanted to yourself. You don't have to give and have nothing left for you. You deserve just as much love and kindness and warmth and sweetness as everybody else that you give it to. And then the other card is the second bloom. I'm really glad I pulled that motherline card because I do feel like a lot of us hold on to that, and it's not their fault. They had no idea how to do any better than they did. Okay, so the second bloom. This is a card of second chances, new beginnings, regeneration, and reinventing yourself. It's never too late to surrender to what's blooming within you. All that matters is that you surrender to the buds that are longing to grow and be known. No matter your age or what may have previously occurred, this card is an invitation to surrender to a second bloom, to welcome the new and share it with the world, to acknowledge the secret passions, longings, creations, and yearnings, and let them bud and bloom. If we properly allow things to end, new beginnings will always come. If we surrender to the cycles of life, after winter, spring will always return. If we tend the seeds in the fertile earth, they'll eventually emerge. Just as we think the season's over and winter is drawing near, some roses bless us with an unexpected second bloom. If this card appears in a spread, it's a likely sign that you too are set for a second bloom. Perhaps you have a creation that's waiting to be brought forth, or maybe it's a new relationship or passion in your life. Maybe what's waiting to be born is a new version of you. The more open we are to change, the more open we are to life. The more open we are to life, the more open we are to being born again anew. Yes, this is what it means to truly live. Being open to saying yes to life. So when you eventually take your last breath, you'll do so while still fully living. And it says, what unexpected thing wants to bloom within you? Okay, so I feel like just like this first card of healing the mother line and kind of like breaking away from that pattern of what has kind of always happened and being more open and being that person for yourself that you never had, it's going to help you do the second bloom because you're going to find that authentic part of you. Like, who are you supposed to be? Not who your parents told you to be, your teachers told you to be, your friends told you to be, society told you to be. Who were you meant to be? Now, that is partially why I created my book that's going to be out next week, because it says this is me, and everything in here helps you figure out who you are truly meant to be, like your likes, your dislikes, the reasons why you felt certain ways, the relationships that you have had, all of these things that have happened in your life. It asks you so many things, and it kind of makes you figure out who you actually want to be, who you were meant to be, instead of playing a part, playing a role, pretending. So maybe that's what this is about. Maybe, and especially the full moon is in like, is that tomorrow? 2 days? I can't remember. Like, it's going to bring out the shadow work. So if you're really seeing this stuff of like, you know, the stuff with the generational ancestral line, and you work on it and release it, and are no longer clinging and holding on to these ideas and false beliefs and programming that you had, then you can have this new life, this second chance. No matter how old you are, you still have time left. You have time to be who you were meant to be. So I'm 44. I have like half my life left to be who I want to be, and I want to be happy. So I'm making choices for myself to make me be happy for the rest of my life. If I was 65 and I only had like 20, 30 years left, same thing. I would still be saying, I have a lot of time left. We think that we're older, but we're really not that old. We still have a ton of time left in our life to make decisions and make changes. So whether you are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, it doesn't matter. You could literally still make some changes so that the rest of your life will be amazing and exactly what it was meant to be for you. Because you're releasing all of those false things that just aren't true, they don't matter, and you can be you and be authentic and love yourself. I'm excited. You guys go out there, have a fantastic day. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.